Chapter 39. Liam's POV. The moment she collapsed into me, I knew something was wrong. 55 vouchers. Not a bad day. Not annoying coworkers. This was deeper. Heavier. The way her body folded into my chest like she'd been holding herself upright all day on sheer will alone told me everything. I tightened my arms around her instinctively, one hand settling between her shoulder blades, the other cradling the back of her head. She smelled like outside air and stress and something sharp I couldn't name. "Hey," I murmured, softer this time. "You're home. You're safe." She didn't answer right away. Just breathed. Short at first. Then slowly, like she was relearning how. I guided her toward the couch without letting go. She let me. Curled into my side, knees drawn up, forehead still pressed against my chest. I felt it then, anger, sudden and white hot, flaring through me at whoever had made her like this. I swallowed it down. This wasn't about me losing my temper. This was about her. "Talk to me," I said quietly. "Or don't. We can just sit." She shook her head against me. "No, I need to say it out loud before I convince myself I'm exaggerating." That sentence alone made something twist painfully in my gut. "Okay," I said. "I'm listening." She shifted slightly, enough to breathe easier, but she didn't pull away. Her fingers twisted into the fabric of my shirt like she was anchoring herself. "It's Ethan," she said. My jaw tightened before I could stop it. I kept my voice level. "What about him? He won't leave me alone." Her voice wavered, then steadied, like she was bracing herself. "He's everywhere. Meetings. Hallways. The coffee station. He keeps finding new numbers to text me from after I block him." My hand stilled at her back. "He's been harassing you." She hesitated. "I don't know if that's the right word." "It is," I said immediately. She lifted her head slightly, looking at me. "See, that's what scares me. Everyone keeps acting like it's nothing. Like I'm being dramatic." My chest ached. I forced myself to soften, to make space for her words instead of overriding them. "Tell me everything," I said, "from the beginning." So she did. She told me about the lobby. About how he said her name like he still had a right to it. About Sarah brushing it off, calling it romantic. About the copy room. The blocked exits. The way people asked if he'd touched her, as if that was the only line that mattered. My hands curled slowly into fists at my sides. She told me about the meeting. How he volunteered them for a joint presentation and her boss approved it before she could object. How he sat too close. How he framed his obsession as concern. And then she told me about the parking garage. That was the moment I had to look away. I stared at the wall across the room, jaw clenched so tightly it hurt. He waited for 26. Oh. Ogo. Pipe pipe pipe. Oh. 12:10 Monday, January 26 GRD. Chapter 39. You. Alone. Yes. In a closed space. Yes. After you'd made it clear you didn't want to talk. Yes. 74. 55 vouchers. Every protective instinct in me roared to life. BL turned back to her, forcing myself to breathe. "Angela," I said carefully, "that's not okay. Any of it." Her shoulders sagged, like hearing it said out loud and releasing something she'd been holding. Jessica said the same thing. "Good," I said. "She's right." She let out a shaky laugh. "She told me to document everything, to talk to our. And it made it feel real," she admitted. Like admitting something bad was happening meant I'd failed to stop it. I reached for her hand, threading my fingers through hers. "You didn't fail. You're responding." Her eyes flicked to mine. What if he's right, though? The question hit me harder than I expected. "About what?" "About you," she said quietly. "About this being convenient. About you having an angle." There it was. The doubt he'd planted. I didn't answer right away. Not because I didn't know what to say, but because I knew how easily the wrong words could break something fragile between us. Instead, I shifted so we were facing each other fully. "Look at me." She did. "Whatever this started as," I said slowly, "I would never use you. Not to piss off my parents. Not for PR. Not for anything. I know you say that. I'm not finished, I cut in gently. She went quiet. I said we should maintain appearances because I was hiding, I continued. Because I didn't trust myself not to want more. Because wanting more felt dangerous. Her brow furrowed. Dangerous how? Because I knew you didn't, I said honestly, and I didn't want to pressure you. Or trap you. Or make you feel like you owed me something. She studied my face, searching for cracks. For rehearsed lines. She wouldn't find any. This, I said, gesturing between us, has never been convenient for me. It's been destabilizing. A breath escaped her. Half laugh. Half disbelief. You? Yes, me, I huffed softly. You've seen my life. Control is kind of my thing. Her lips curved faintly. Then her expression sobered again. He made it sound like I moved on too fast. 12:10 Monday, January 26, GRD. Chapter 39. You didn't move on, I said firmly. You escaped. Her eyes filled, fast and bright. She looked away, blinking hard. 74. 55 vouchers. I shifted closer, lowering my voice. Angela, if you want out of this, of living here, of everything, I'll help you. No questions. No drama. She shook her head immediately. That's not what I want. Okay, I said, then here's what I do want. She met my gaze again. I want you to stop minimizing what he's doing. I want you to document everything. And if you want, I'll go with you to our. Her breath caught. You would? Yes. That would make it worse, she whispered. It would make it safer, I countered. You don't have to do it alone. Silence stretched between us, thick but not uncomfortable. She leaned back against the couch, still holding my hand. Can I ask you something? She said after a moment. Anything. Why are you being so patient with me? I smiled faintly. Because you're worth patience. Her throat bobbed. That sounds like a line. Yeah, I admitted. I hate that too. She laughed softly, then rested her head against my shoulder again. This time, it felt intentional. Chosen. I'm scared, she said quietly. I know. Promise me something, she said quietly, and I looked at her. Name it. If this gets too much, if the attention, or Ethan, or any of it crosses a line I can't handle, promise you won't make me feel guilty for wanting out. The request hurt. But I understood it. I promise, I said. No guilt, no pressure. She nodded, eyes closing. Okay. I wrapped my arm around her again, pulling her closer. She fit against me like she'd always belonged there, and the thought terrified me. Because I meant every word. And because somewhere deep down, I knew this was about to get a lot worse before it got better. I stared ahead, already planning. Already calculating how to protect her without smothering her. How to stand beside her without taking over. And how, if Ethan ever cornered her like that again, I exhaled slowly. One step at a time. For now, she was safe. She was.